Check this thing out. This one is a pretty cool find. This is a 2001 WR250F street legal, which is crazy for this bike. These didn't come from the factory street legal. So the previous owner actually was able to title it in Wisconsin and make it legit. He had blinkers on there, horn on there at one point. We've got the title in the truck and a really clean manual with it. But as you can see, this bike is super clean. Really, really clean. Like, check this out. Look at the frame. Look at the engine. All the plastics are really nice. No rips in the seat. Take a look up here. Rims are like spotless on here. Pipe is really nice. Look how nice that seat is. Got a little speedo on there. Thing is clean. Renthal bars. Headlight is original. I believe all the plastics are as well. This thing was listed for $2,000. I offered $16,000 and the guy agreed. And later on he called me back and was like, you know, I've got some guys offering $2,100 for it. And I said, you know, if you have to sell it for $21,000. But I'd really appreciate it if you sold it to me for $16,000. So he was nice enough to sell it to me for $1,600. The kicker is, this thing doesn't actually kick over. The engine is locked up on it. So I couldn't believe this thing was going for $2,100 with it being locked up. They must be super desirable bikes or something. I don't know. Maybe because it's street legal. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I ended up paying $1,600 for this. Unfortunately, the guy said it locked up when he was riding it in 2016. So he said he was riding it. He said he got this thing all fixed up. His friend adjusted the valves. He took it for a ride, and all of a sudden it just locked up. He said he pushed it in the garage, and that's where it sat since 2016. So that was 8 years ago. So he doesn't know what's wrong with it. He never dug back into it to find out. He thinks maybe something with the valves. He doesn't quite know. So we're gonna try to get lucky today, and hopefully it's like the kickstart gear or something weird locked up, and it's not actually the engine. I don't know if we can get that lucky. I was looking up parts for these things, and they're really expensive. So hopefully we don't have to rebuild it, but if we do, I guess it should be worth it in the end. Knowing this thing's street legal, and it's super cool and clean. And it looks like Vinny likes it too. So let's get this thing off the truck and start digging into it. See what we find. Alright, little walk around of this thing. It's a pretty big bike. What are you doing, buddy? You can see it does have blinkers. Does not look like it has rear blinkers. Oil is in the frame there. Has the nice endurance. It looks like a speedo and probably like a tack on there. So as you can see, she's locked up tight. Doesn't move at all. You'd think it would move a little bit if it was the valves or something was wrong with the valves, but it is not moving at all. All right, we got this thing in the garage. Let's take a look at the parts that it came with. Didn't really get a chance to look at these. So another seat. Looks like the seat cover is ripped on that one. Another pipe, it looks like. Some packing. What's in here? Probably a toolkit. Mile gauge here. Gas tank. Here's the aluminum skid plates. Looks like a whole different subframe. Oh, another seat as well. Jeez. Sweet. That one's really good condition. No rips in that one. So all these will probably be going up on eBay. So there's the Trail Tech computer. With it. Some sprockets, it looks like. There's the silencer right there. So lots of parts in here. A couple more number plates there. So, came with a bunch of parts. Parts alone, each seat's probably worth at least $100. And then this manual is really nice. Came with the whole manual. Here is the title. Wisconsin title. Alright, here's the title for it. 2001 Yamaha. We'll see if the VIN matches up here. Alright, so the VIN is on the side here. We've got JYAC G1134 A000. Yep. Alright, VIN matches up with the VIN on the title. So we are good to go. You can see the temp number in is a 1 right there. So it is in fact a 2001 model. If there's any coolant in here. I'm wondering why this thing locked up. Yep, coolant's topped off in there. And see if there's any oil in it. Looks to be low. Let's see, maybe he drained it already. Not sure. Got no oil on the dipstick at all. Let's see if I screw it in. Yeah, no oil at all. So I wonder if he drained it. Let's take a peek. Let's just check and see if it goes through all the gears. Right now, it's in neutral. You can see the back wheel spinning freely. First gear. Second, third, fourth, fifth. So, goes through all the gears. Alright, let's check out the air filter, see if there's one in there. It'll be really interesting to see what went wrong on this bike. Looks like we have an air filter in there. I believe these are for mice. A brand new air filter. All oiled up. Looks perfect. So I don't think the top end's gonna have any issues. I don't think, unless oil wasn't getting to it, but I mean that could not suck any dirt through that air filter. Yeah, gas is drained out of it. So can't check that. So I think what we're gonna do is check the oil right away. See what that looks like. So there's an oil drain plug right there. And there should be one, yeah, right there for the frame. See what the bottom of the cases look like. No cracking, no splitting anywhere. That all looks perfect. Like, what do you guys think? Are there gonna be metal shavings in it? Here we go, we'll find out right now. Looks pretty new. You guys can see that coming out. So far it's looking pretty clean. That is a good sign. We might get lucky. I mean, there's no metal in there at all. Nothing in there. Alright, so we can put that back in. Alright, oil filter. It's right here. This will be covered in metal shavings. Let's see. No metal at all in there. Let's see about the filter. I mean, everything looks brand new. Out of here. Oh, I see some flakes of something. Yeah, there's definitely metallic flakes in there. See that? Huh. Oh yeah, I see some metal in there. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. So, something is grinding. Yeah, definitely some metal chunks in there. So the engine was definitely getting enough lubrication from the oil, unless of course the oil pump failed and maybe it wasn't pumping throughout the engine. I'm not sure. We will see. But definitely had enough. Oil looks clear of metal or any metallic flakes or anything. So that looks good. Alright, let's see if this engine moves at all when we crank on it from the flywheel here. So maybe it'll move the opposite direction of what the kickstart does. Alright, let's see if it moves at all. Oh, it's moving easy this way. What the heck? It locks up. Yep, then it locks up right there. It's hitting something. It's almost like it did drop a valve or something. See that? So you can rotate it about 180 and it hits. So either a valve is bent and hitting it, or it dropped the valve and it's getting crunched between the head and the piston. So what we can do is take out the gas tank, take out that plug, and see if that plug's wrecked. If the plug's wrecked, most likely a valve dropped and it's hitting between the head and the piston. Gas tank should come off of here. Alright, spark plug looks good. It's not all bent up or anything. It's pretty white. Looks like it was running pretty lean. What plug is it? NGK CR8E. Yeah, it's running really lean. Unless it was only ridden for a little bit of time and it didn't have enough time to turn brown there. Maybe cam chain skip time and bent a valve or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking. See if we can get this out of here. Yeah. Okay. Cover looks good. No damage to the cover at all. In here. Cam chain's nice and tight. No metal shavings up there at all. Alright, so we're going to take off the little cap right here and see if timing's off on this thing. You can see there's a dot right there, dot right there, dot right there, and a dot right there. And right there. So these should be parallel. These right here and right there should be parallel with the surface of the head when that's lined up at top dead center. Now we'll rotate this until we see a mark here. That should be, oh, you can't rotate that far over. Let's see if we can rotate it. It looks like it's gonna hit right at top dead center here. Yeah. So right when it gets to top dead center, it hits. It doesn't look like timing's gonna be off though. You can see the marks are right in there, but we just can't rotate it far enough to get to that separate line right behind there. So it's close. So what we have to do now is probably take off the head and see what's going on. That's on there. All these hoses out. There we go. Alright, let's get this header pipe off. All right, oil lines are next. Right, tensioner right here, we're gonna get that off first so that the cam chain loosens up here so we can get the cams out. I wonder what these valves look like. We'll open up the top end. If it's nothing, we'll go to the clutch area and see if there's something there. Maybe like a gear broke in half, or it could be pretty much anything. Not really sure how it bent the valve because cam chain was tight. Cam chain tensioner looks good. Those all look good. Huh. I don't see any wear on anything yet. The cams look perfect. Zero wear marks. Cam chain here. Alright, exhaust cam coming out. Bearing feels good. Lobes are perfect. No dings. Sprocket looks perfect. No wear on the sprocket. So exhaust cam looks absolutely perfect. Intake cam. Perfect as well. Huh. Wonder what the heck failed. Looks really good. All right, who thinks it's a bent valve? We'll do the other one. We'll do crisscross pattern here. Alright, we should be good now. The guide we get out. That way we don't break that off. Cam chain out. Alright, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like that's not good. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. Ooh. So, dropped the valve. It just got chomped in there. Look at that. Just stuck in there. Darn it. I don't think that's repairable either. That sucks. Bummer. Look at that. How does that even happen? Yeah, look at how dinged up the head is. It's only one valve too, that's bad. She's a little rough. Yeah, the piston doesn't look too good. Got crushed in there. Look at that. Huh. Well, that sucks. Try to get all that metal out. Maybe we can save the cylinder. Isn't bad. I think we might have gotten lucky. Well, I think we lucked out there. No damage to the cylinder at all. No scratches on there at all. So that looks really good. Now let's check the crank and see what that looks like. Really hope that crank is good. Crankcase. Alright, let's see what the rod looks like here. Alright, no up and down play at all. Very little side to side, so we are good. Well, that's really lucky. I thought for sure that'd be bad. Alright, taking a closer look at the piston here. None of the rings are stuck. Those all look good. We'll measure the ring gap and see how old this piston was. But yeah. So he said the bike locked up right away, so I'm guessing it just got one big hit there and that was it. Alright, let's see how bad the rings are. Take a closer look at the cylinder here, make sure there's no dings or dents. Yeah, everything looks good. Make sure there's no cracks. Yeah, cylinder all looks perfect. So luckily, we can reuse a cylinder. Obviously we need a new piston. But let's get these rings off and measure the ring gap here. Let's check and see if the rings were installed correctly. Yep, that ring was, the top ring was. And that one, I can't see number on. We'll start with the second ring here. See what the ring gap is. It's on the bigger side. You can see right there. Not super big, but bigger than it should be. It's exactly 24 thousandths, so quite a bit bigger than it should be. Measure the first ring here. First ring looks like it's a little smaller. Yeah, first ring's gonna be good. First ring is 12 thousandths, so yeah, that would have been fine to use. Let's see if this is a standard bore piston or if it's big bored. Let's see where we're at. So 76.78. We'll look that up quick and see if that's standard bore. Alright, so it looks like 76.78, or you round up to 77 when you're buying a piston, is standard bore. So we're still on the first bore, which is good. So we'll have to order up a standard bore piston. I'm not sure what kind of piston this was. I think that's a stock piston. Alright, let's check out the head here. See what went wrong here. So you can see the valve is stuck in there. And it looks like just the top of the valve broke off and then got lodged back in there. So I'm guessing it dropped, hit the piston, and the piston came up and jammed it back into the valve hole there. So yeah, it's pretty jammed up in there. Let's see if we can fish that out so we can see what the valve stem looks like. Don't want to break it more than it already is. I mean, that's jammed in there good. But shims look good in there. See. Alright, let's see if this pounds through. Oh, flew right at my face. Look at that. Let's see where it broke. So look how thin these valves are. They're really light too. So the failure point was right there. I'm really not sure why it failed. But yeah, these do not feel heavy duty at all. They're super light, extremely light valves. But there's a better look at the damage there. A little damage on the inside right there too, where it got stuck. The valve doesn't look too bad. Man, these feel extremely light. I don't think they are, yeah, they're not magnetic. So that valve wasn't bent. That one's got some carbon buildup. Let's see if this one's bent. Yeah, that one's bent. Look at that. Alright, exhaust valve coming out. Let's see what that one looks like. This one does not look bent. Let's see though. Nope. So exhaust valve was not bent, but alright, last exhaust valve here. Let's see what that looks like. Get your spring out. Bent. Yeah, that one's bent a little bit. See that? So that one was bent. Take a look at the seats here. Yeah, there's quite a bit of damage. That dent right there is kind of impacting that seat. That one is just completely destroyed. And then this seat actually is good. I don't know if that's going to be dented in right there or not. It's hard to tell. It's kind of like misshaped. It's kind of like egg-shaped, like it punched that way. I don't know. So I think we might have to get a new head. It's pretty damaged. Unless somebody thinks they can save it. If anyone knows of anyone that can save this thing, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's take a little peek behind the cover here. Make sure there's no metal chunks underneath there. Check out the water pump here. And you can see that pin was rusty right there. See if the water pump moves with the crank here. Yep. Lots of oil. Super clean. No metal shavings at all. At least in the cover. Alright. No teeth off the gears though. Let's see if everything's timed properly here. Yeah, you can see the 2 dots on the counterbalance gear and the crank look good. nut. Get that lock washer on there. Should be able to. We do have the washer right here. Looks good. Alright. Kickstart gear looks good. No teeth are missing from any of these gears. Oil pump is pumping, you can see the oil coming out. It's not binding up at all. See all the oil coming out? Transmission feels smooth. No metal chunks underneath here at all. Yeah, nothing. Super clean. So the whole bottom end appears to be good. No metal in the bottom end. Cylinder seems good. Clutch is good. Everything seems pretty good on this thing. We're gonna quick check the carburetor next. Make sure everything's good there. Oof. Yeah, carb's a little dirty. That is pretty bad. Ooh. Look at that. It's like hardened up. Ooh, that is bad. It's like a black paste in there that's hardened. Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. It's really gross. It's pretty bad in there. So carb definitely needs to be cleaned out, probably with the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's see what jetting we're running in here. Get the main jet out of here. It's gunked up pretty good. 180 for the main. Yeah, it's heavily clogged Pilot. Running a 42 Pilot. Yeah. Take a look. Yeah, that's stuck in there. Oh, look at all that gunk on there. Jeez. Wow. It's pretty bad. Wow. Oh, jeez. Needle was stuck in there. That is really, really bad. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright. You can see the diaphragm looks good. No rips in the diaphragm. Spring looks good. O-rings look good there, so Diaphragm checks out. Let's see. So, looks like we don't have to order up anything for the carburetor. Everything looks good there. Just needs a really good cleaning. Well, unfortunately, I think that's all we can do for today on this bike. We'll have to wait for next video to get those parts in and rebuild this thing. So we got a lot accomplished today. I was hoping for a different outcome, but you win some, you lose some. And on this one, we definitely lost. We're gonna have to put like probably 800 bucks into this bike to get it to where it needs to be. New head, 500 bucks. Kibble white valves, another 250, so that's 750. A piston is another 150. So that's actually $900 right there, plus a gasket kit and oil, coolant. I mean, it'll probably be right around $1,000 we're gonna have into this thing after this thing's all said and done. But I think it'll be worth it. This bike is kind of a rare bike, being titled and street legal. You don't see many of these 250 dirt bikes titled for the street. So once we get this thing done, we can enjoy it and ride it around town for many years to come. So hope you guys enjoyed the little mystery here of why it was locked up, tearing it down and figuring out what the problem was. I'm not sure why the valve broke. I'm guessing they're just old valves and they became brittle after a while. And that one just couldn't hold any longer and just snapped. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because we had plenty of oil in it, the oil pump worked, the top end was getting oil, everything else looks perfect, the cams look good, cam chain was tight, timing was on, so I think it was just a freak accident where a valve just dropped and, you know, wrecked everything. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the bottom end or anything like that. So once we rebuild it, it should be good for many years to come. So thanks for watching, guys, thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video when we take the first ride in this thing. Until next time, we are out.